Energies manifest. What is energy but a defined structure? I use the word structure because the word energy denotes power, and for a thing to possess power, it must have structure. Why must a thing have structure to contain power as an intrinsic attribute? Well, for a thing to move, it must have some form. Otherwise, the lacking aspect of having a solid state means it can have no motion. An aspect has form. Forms have solid states. Solid states have structure. Structure allows movement, and movement possesses energy. Now, why must a thing have form to have movement? A thing with no form has no correlation to space. With no relation to space to move through, something cannot move and has no power. Manifest is a word that denotes a union of sorts, a bringing together of a higher aspect, composed of base parts. This union is a summation of things to make a whole. Energies then manifest is a union of base parts to make a greater whole that possesses movement, as explained before, and movement is characteristic of life. The chains binding together base parts to create a whole aspect may be unseen unions of character that connect across time and space, where the lesser parts make a greater whole that is energy manifest. An introductory on energies manifest might entail observing a business complex or a company building from a high place. The business in question is a thing defining itself amongst other entities and things. It contains a will, which is its business incentive, marketing goals, production, sales, etc., defined by its own constitution, and outlined business model executed by the base parts that make it up, the people. The thing can die. It has motion. It is an ideal expressed in its action. It has a solid state of structure and form. It produces waste. It reorganizes material. One can suppose at an introspective look at one's own self, composed of base living parts, that on the whole is you, communicated by the health of the thing to the whole. A business even preys upon and grows. Its form is moving, and it is alive. One can then take energies manifest a step further, looking at more inobservable patterns connected through deep reason that can be seen in thought rather than an observable plotted dimension, difficult to trace the route and explain. An open mind and an allowance of self, along with any audience present, to stumble along until concrete pathways connecting a union are observed, whereupon the union may sometimes turn out to be something of a commonplace understanding as an entity, but in finding the movements of the parts that would otherwise be unseen due to your approach of the thing, it may be seen in a likeness that is lacking when described from a conventional viewpoint. The practice itself leads to a place in which things described otherwise as nothing are most certainly something and more. Driven by what? How far can you expand until you're lost in this thought? What overlaps with what you're thinking about? What are the byproducts of this thing? Energies manifest.